attention, please. Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, those of you who don't know me, I don't leave a complaint going forward that guy, I don't know his name, so I'll tell you right now. My name is Jeevan Tiwari, and I'm a president of this American Nepal Society. On behalf of American Nepal Society, I would like to welcome you all to today's program. Thank you so much for coming. Since today is Women's Day, I'd like to wish everybody a happy Women's Day.
Thank you.
Actually, there was supposed to be Men's Day too. But we forget when the date is.
It's every day.
All except one.
Right.
All except this one.
Right. And rather than ANS have been doing several kinds of programs. We're meeting with different causes at different times. This time we wanted to do it a little bit different way, and then we wanted to celebrate Women's Day in a very special way. We tried to identify some real good talents in our community, and then we like to bring together all of you. And then rather than just like a program with, like the chairman, some of you, and then actually we have a sequence of other events going on. We are planning to celebrate those events in coming days, and we have another announcement. Second ANS quarterly event on Saturday, April 9, 2016 in Bork. And then another event we announced, ANS team working with the other different organizations and volunteers to organize ANS event, amateur golf tournament, scheduled for the Memorial Day weekend, May 28, 29, 2016. And we are looking at the feedback, how to run the ANS and how to plan the upcoming events that is fruitful to our community and all the members. These are the events we currently plan for the coming days, and we are still thinking if the demands come.
Those kinds of things. So we're sometimes popular, sometimes not popular. It has been my pleasure to be involved with the Nepalese community. I have some friends, Rishi, who I used to work with, Prem, who I work with now, and Boda, who I don't see here, but his wife is here, who it's my pleasure to work with. And through my interactions with them, I have come to know many in your community, and I'm very impressed with the hard work, the dedication, respect for family that the Nepalese people seem to have. It is my pleasure to welcome you in the city, to see that your community can grow, because quite honestly, we need good people, good families in this area. We need people who value family, who value hard work. I don't want to go on and on with speeches because this is really your day, but my parents, my mother, my father, they came from Italy back in the 1950s. They immigrated here, as many of you all have done, and they didn't speak this language. And they got married, and they raised a family, and they sent us to school, and they paid their taxes, and we went to college. And so many years later, their son is on the Manassas City Council. So anything is possible in this country. Anything is possible. And my hope for many in this room, especially some of the younger ones, is that maybe one day they will be sitting in this room or an even bigger room, and they will say, my parents came from Nepal, and we went to school, and we paid our taxes, and we went to college, and now, look at me, I'm the city council member, I'm the governor, I'm the president. Anything is possible. And so for me to be a part of that, it really warms my heart to be a part of that. So God bless all of you. I'm happy to help your community, work with you anyway.
Suffrage to equal parenting and representation in politics. International Women's Day has celebrated the social, cultural, economic, and political achievements of women for more than 100 years. The day is observed on a 8th of March and is about to celebrate reflection, advocacy, and actions, both locally and at a global level. The theme of the 2016 is Place for a Priority. This year, the organizers of International Women's Day are asking supporters to place for a priority and take a concrete step to help achieve gender parity more quickly, whether to help girls achieve their ambitions, call for gender balance leadership and workplace bias, or develop a more inclusive culture. This is what the leaders are asking for us to help. And thank you everyone for coming. And we organized this event to all the women in our community. Come and share your experiences about your field, from a housewife to business or any field which you will support our community in social networking.
To school as a man do. So our struggle started from there, and then we started talking about discriminatory laws in Nepal, and we talked about all this. We even published a book. It is called Basic Legal Rights. When I was practicing law in Viratnagar, Morang, I had been to all Chapa, Damak, everywhere by foot, like walk around to distribute that book, saying that every woman has a right to ask for partition right or property right if they were deserted from home. Because every human, they deserve to live with dignity. Our struggle for women's rights started from there, and we can look back at the history, how it started with the revolution, and how from Mexico, Nairobi conference, Mexico conference, it started like we're raising our voice, and still we're raising our voice to be equal. Well, I had an opportunity to go to Sri Lanka once on domestic violence case in front of Radhika Kumaraswamy, and I have evidence all these women who were victims of domestic violence, husband throwing acid on their face. With all these things, what kind of violence we're talking about? There are still a lot of issues, things going on. And today
अनि आइएम ए नर्स म रेस्टुरेन्ट हस्पिटलमा काम गर्छु एक्चुअली मैले यो प्रोग्रामको बारेमा चाहिँ के हो थिम मलाई त्यति धेरै थाहा छैन है र प्रोफेसनल र नेटवर्किङ एक्चुअली भन्नुहोस् त केको बारेमा प्लिज
Just talk about what you do and how you have been helping communities for a long time, and so that it inspires others. We got students, different families with students at home that might encourage people to those kids to come and do volunteer service, etc., etc. Anything you can talk.
So मेरो प्रोफेसन अब नर्स हो हैन अनि म चाहिँ अब I get to meet people from agriculture all over the world, so I really enjoy र अब अर्को चाहिँ एउटा professionally पनि nurse हुनको लागि चाहिँ you really have to have a passion. If you don't have passion, you can't serve as a nurse because it is really challenging job. And I've been a nurse more than 25 years. We have 2 girls.
With a couple of friends from the garage. So we started from the garage and sold and became a big teleglobe. So here I am today. I'm still with network company, but I'm on Oracle side with the DB. So कतिपय मान्छेहरूले चाहिँ वुमेनहरूले डेटाबेसको केही थाहा हुँदैन, आइटीमा केही थाहा हुँदैन भनेर भन्छ. म चाहिँ I run the operation, so I pretty much know everything what everybody does. So yes, Nepali woman rocks, and Nepali women are very powerful in certain ways. So that's what I want to say that first before I said something. Got you. Second thing is I got involved in social work very, very young. I have a mom, 87 years old, lives with me. I've been taking care of her for the past 20 years. I'm a very blessed person. I could not trade in for anything else. I have a 17-year-old daughter. She's graduating from Centerville High School and going to a couple of colleges. So she got a nice, good scholarship from Marymount. So I'm looking forward. Hopefully she'll go that route. I'm not sure. So she's also is a part of Wizards halftime shows. She sings there for NBA. So we are being very, very blessed in a certain way. However, it comes down to the social work. Social work is something that you have to be passionate about it, patient about it, plus challenging about it, plus आफ्नो घरलाई पहिला स्याहार्न सक्नुपर्छ. म एउटा कुरा I want all the Nepalese people to learn today is please look at your home first. Can you do the social work outside of your home? Because I see a lot of people loves to be in a social work field just for the name. There is people who doesn't show up, but they like to have the name on title on the paper. But please, if you cannot do certain things, don't be part of it. We need people who are groomed, who wants to be there, who wants to hands-on, who wants to do things. Not to sit down and then, oh, मेरो नाम मात्र हो, मेरो नाम छ त्यहाँ, meeting मा आयो, एकछिन आयो, गफ गरे गयो. That's not what it is, social work. That doesn't work in the real world. In America, you have to, if you have a title, you must work as a title. That clears up. यो त एकदम important चिज छ क्या हाम्रो community-मा. Because I have seen it all my life. You have to be a hustler and bustler. And there's few people who work, but there's back end that don't work. So it really creates a big problem on a organization, creates on anywhere else. So number one problem. So number two problem is social work भन्दैमा सबै चिज हामीले गर्न सकिरहेको छ, team effort. हाम्रो community-मा के realize गर्नुपर्छ भने team is the key of success. Young generation is the success because we are so open-minded. We want to tag along. You know, and people always say, yo, that's not what it is. It's about, can you help? Let's help. That's missing part on our society. So that has to be there. Third part is I notice is we have so much mental health issues in our community. Please, guys, and all the women, please pay attention to your kids. Please, I'm begging you, pay attention to your kids. I have seen several youngsters from our community having issues. So that needs to be.
And I was like, when I started, even back home in Nepal, I was always very rebellious. Nobody in my family went to law school, but you know, I heard my teachers, my parents, every time you know, they would say, you are such a fighter, you are going to be a lawyer. So that's how I'm like, you know, maybe that's a good idea. So I went up, you know, to this field, and like I remember growing up in a very traditional Nepali Brahmin family. The one example is, you know, how you had to separate during the time you had periods. Luckily, I was always the fortunate one. Final exam period, so they didn't have the even luxury to, you know, put me in that like So having said sano bhanda sano and thulo bhanda thulo experience, I always wanted to volunteer or maybe the human rights advocate. Back in Nepal, when I was 16 years old, I got an opportunity to work with Sapna Didi, Sapna Pradhan Malla, and maybe she had a very big role in shaping up like women's right into my head. And my parents would always like, you know, education importance, that's how I was always motivated as well. Then I came here. And my imagination of America was always like, you know, maybe it's a different world, maybe it's totally different, maybe like, you know, everybody is equal there. So now I come here and I advocate for immigrant women and, you know, immigrants as a whole, not only women. So I see the domestic violence very, very much prevalent, and not all the time women are the victim. There are so many men victims of domestic abuse as well. And what I have found is, as you know, because of our social structure, women are more likely to share their experiences with other women. They are more likely to tell that, you know, I have been a victim in so many. I mean, there are cases where women are mostly isolated inside their houses, but then still they will, whenever they find an avenue, they find a friend, they will share their stories. Versus when men are the victim of domestic violence, they are hardly, like, you know, domestic violence could be the psychological torture, not only physical all the time. They would not express, and we have seen in our community the suicide rate is growing up higher and higher. And of course, I totally agree with, you know, all of you who have spoken earlier. The mental, we don't give much attention to, because, you know, as an immigrant coming here, regardless of how I speak my English, I remember there was a time when I came here, I was so conscious, because when I came here first, I was like, there was a time I forgot, like, you know, how to ask for the basic things as well. Remember how going to the subway and asking the sandwich? I mean, all of us do, right? Because you're like, okay, give me a sandwich. Sandwich is a sandwich, right? Okay, what kind of bread, what kind of meat, what kind of cheese? We don't, like, you know, as all immigrants, we don't orient all those things into our head. And we are learning how to get, I mean, I came here after working in Nepal for some time, but just the simple thing of lining up in the bank, right? So starting from ABCs, I never grew up eating peanut butter jelly. So things like that. And trying to make sure, I mean, being a mom, right now, you know, I've always been the very, very feminist woman, but now I think I'm changing my tone as well, because now I'm raising two boys. And I see, you know, like, how can I raise boys who would also not, like, who would not abuse others, but at the same time, they would not be a victim of abuse as well. I want, because now I'm seeing both sides of the coin as well. You know, how do we balance that? So simple things like that. And as, like, you know, as you pointed out, the generation gap, it was not my children's choice to come here. I brought them here. So, you know, every time my son, like, you know, I can't, I mean, of course, Nepal and Nepalese would always be their heritage. But at the same time, I can't take them, like, they are American first. They will be American Nepali, whereas I will be Nepalese American. I take them to the language school because my thought is so that they can communicate with my parents well. That's my thought behind that. But at the same time, they will be, because it was my decision to bring them here, right? So I have to make sure, how do I balance that as well? You know, I can't expect them, I mean, I need to know, I need to do, like, for example, you know, basic things, what are the things that they need to stand up in the school, that they need to be in the cultural activities, their extra activities, because that's my role as a parent as well. So having said that, like, you know, all those things, as a parent, as a mom, and as a woman, and yes, after coming here, we bring, like, as a Nepalese women who come from, like, you know, at the middle age or maybe early age, we bring our values and, you know, they call social baggage along with us as well. So yes, I do, like, you know, I mean, balancing act as a home as at the home as well. My husband never cooks, but I never clean. So, you know, he is the one who does the dishes and I cook. I mean, I can't tell my husband, you know, he will do the dishes and I will cook. So, you know, both of us will have our
काम खोज्नु पनि 50वटा पसल पुग्यो मलाई अब हामी केही नजानेको मान्छेहरु काम दिदैन त्यसपछि बल्ल बल्ल एउटा अब कहाँ गर्ने त काम है कहिले दुख नगरेका मान्छे कहिले के काम गरेका छैन यहाँ आएर के गर्ने त भन्दाखेरि अनि बल्ल बल्ल एउटा इन्डियनको सबैमा पाए गएर काम सबैमा काम गरेपछि उनीहरुले अब हामी मेहनतिलो काम गर्ने मान्छे उनीहरुले चाहिँ हामीलाई एकदमै मन पराएर काममा राख्यो अब काम गर्न त गयो है अब त्यो ट्र्यास फाल्ने बेलामा भयो त्यो टेबल पुस्ने बेलामा रुन आउँथ्यो हामी रुन्थ्यौ म त रुन्थे नै वास्तवमा पहिले त आफूले वहाँ नेपालमा काम गरेको थिएन हैन काम गर्नेहरुले ल्याएर खाना दिने पछिदेखि हामीले त्यस्तो केही गरेका थिएन अहिले टेबल फर्स्ट टाइम पुस्दा र त्यो ट्र्यास फाल्दा त म रो अनि मेरो ओनरले चाहिँ अब यसले चाहिँ हेर यो बिचारा यसले काम गरेको रहन्छ यो चाहिँ लाइक कष्ट भयो भनेर अनि पछि उले मलाई चाहिँ स्टोर अपरेट गर्नलाई तुरुन्तै 1 महिनापछि मैले अपरेट पनि गरे अनि उले मलाई स्टोर सम्हाल्न दियो अनि स्टोर हेर्यो भने अनि त्यसपछि मलाई 2-3 वर्ष जति म 2.5 वर्ष जति त्यहाँ बसी मेरो श्रीमानको काम यता भयो उता पनि मलाई ओनरले चाहिँ पार्टनरशिपमा एउटा स्टोर रेडी गरौँ काम गर भनेको थियो उनीहरुले त्यसपछि हैन अब यति आऊ भनेर उहाँको चाहिँ काम यता भयो उहाँ S1 मा यता आएपछि म पनि यता म भए परिवार लिएर म चाहिँ 2.5 वर्षसम्म दुईटा टिनेजर बच्चा लिएर म क्यानाडामै बसेको यति गाह्रो भयो कि त्यो पनि छोराछोरीहरु पढे ज्ञानी थिए अनि घर सम्हालेर काम गर आऊ गर्दा गर्दै अनि त्यसपछि 1 वर्षपछि सबैमा काम गरेको 1 वर्षपछि एउटा अपार्टमेन्ट बिल्डिङ चाहिँ अपरेट गर्न पाएँ मैले 40 युनिट्सको एउटा बिल्डिङ अपार्टमेन्ट गरे त्यसपछि मलाई अलि सजिलो भयो अनि त्यही छोराछोरी पढाइ गरे सबैमा पार्ट टाइम काम गर्दै थिएँ अनि 2000 मा 3 मा म मुभ भएँ म भएर अब जानेको के छ फेरि अमेरिका आएर फेरि अर्को सुरु गर्नु पर्यो के गर्ने भन्दा फेरि ती सबै सुरु गर्नु पर्यो अनि सबैमा आयो त्यही पनि अब सबैमा काम जानेपछि यहाँ जहाँ पनि पाइन्छ अनि तुरुन्तै एउटा सबैमा काम गर्न पाएँ गेन्सविलमा सानो घर किनेर हामी मुभ भयौँ
अनि पनि हेल्प गर्नुपर्दा म एभिटेकको हो कि भन्यो अब कहिले कहिले यहाँहरूले हेर्नुहुन्छ क्यामेरा चलाएर हिँडिरहेको हुन्छु अब म आफै कन्फ्युज छु कि मेरो प्रोफेसन चाहिँ के हो भनेर ज्याक अफ अल मास्टर अफ नन भने जस्तो छ है जतातता टाक्कटुक्कै जे सक्छु त्यो मद्दत गरिरहेको हुन्छु अब भन्नुपर्दा चाहिँ म अब सगरमाथा टिभीसँग एसोसिएटेड छु अब पहिला म म्यानेजमेन्टको स्टुडेन्ट हो अब मलाई यो टिभी अब एडिटिङ भिडियो सम्बन्धी केही पनि नलेज थिएन यहाँ आएँ यहाँ आएपछि मेरो श्रीमान रामन खरेलज्यू अब उहाँ टिभीको कार्यक्रम चलाएर अब त्यो बिजनेस होइन हाम्रो कम्युनिटी सर्भिसै हो त्यो बिजनेस हाम्रो अरू नै छ त्यसमा पछि जान्छु अनि अब सगरमाथा टिभीमा आएँ अब आएपछि देखियो अब सबैजना आउने रेकर्डिङ हुने सबैजना गर्ने अनि त्यही हो यो त एकदमै लेन्थी प्रोसेस हो 18 घण्टा 20 घण्टा कम्प्युटरमा बसेर छ एउटै भिडियो हेरिरहेछ के गरे हो पहिला त अलिकति अलिक गाह्रो जस्तो के हो अलिकति अब केही थाहै छैन अनि त्यसपछि चाहिँ अब घरमा त्यो सधैँ देखेपछि त्यसमा इन्ट्रेस्ट बढ्दै आयो अब कम्युनिटीहरुमा जाने अब प्रोग्रामहरु हुन्थ्यो सबै हेर्दाखेरि रमाइलो पनि लाग्यो अनि त्यसपछि चाहिँ अनि मैले पनि ट्रेनिङ लिएँ भिडियो एडिटिङ अनि के भन्छ भिडियो सम्बन्धी ट्रेनिङ लिएँ अनि बिस्तारै सुरु गरेँ सुरुमा एडिटिङबाट सुरु गरेँ अनि त्यो गर्दै जाँदा पछि अब यहाँहरु धेरैलाई थाहा छ मेरो श्रीमान चाहिँ अब कम्प्लिटली भोलिन्टियर वर्कमै धेरै बिजी हुने भएर अब मोस्ट अफ द टाइम चाहिँ मैले टिभीको कार्यक्रम आफैले गर्नुपर्ने हुन आयो अब कहिले कोही नहुँदाखेरि भिडियो पनि चलाउनु पर्ने अनि स्क्रिप्ट पनि लेख्नु पर्ने कहिलेकाहीँ रेकर्डिङमा आउँदा यसो मेकअप आर्टिस्ट जस्तो पनि बन्नुपर्ने अनि लाइट मिलाउनु पर्ने त्यो सबै गर्दा बिस्तारै ओभर द टाइम अलिअलि सबै चिजको नलेज हुँदै गएर अब मोस्ट अफ द टाइम म आफै नै गर्छु अब सगरमाथा टेलिभिजन के हो भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ यहाँ सबैलाई धेरैलाई थाहा नै छ जसलाई थाहा छैन अब सगरमाथा टेलिभिजन अहिले सञ्चालनमा आएको 2 दशक भयो 20 इयर्स 1996बाट स्टार्ट भएको अहिले चाहिँ 2016मा जुलाईदेखि 20 इयर्स कम्प्लिट हुन्छ अनि यो चाहिँ कम्प्लिटली भोलिन्टियर वर्क हो भोलिन्टियरले गर्दा नै चलेको छ धेरैजनाले भोलिन्टियर गर्नुभएको छ यो टाइममा चाहिँ 20 इयर्स भएकोमा म सबै भोलिन्टियर्सलाई यहाँबाट थ्याङ्क यू पनि भन्न चाहन्छु अब भोलिन्टियर्स सबैजना भोलिन्टियर्स जब अलि भोलिन्टियरहरू धेरै हुनुहुन्छ मेरो काम अलिक कम हुन्छ भोलिन्टियर कम हुने बित्तिकै मेरो काम ज्यादा भइहाल्छ सो वी वान्ट मोर भोलिन्टियर्स अनि कसरी फाइदा हुन्छ त सगरमाथा टिभीले भन्दाखेरि 20 इयर्स भयो अब हामी जस्तो भए पनि नेपालको ब्याकग्राउन्डबाट आएको यसो फ्लिक गर्दै च्यानल चेन्ज गर्दै टिभी हेर्न हामीलाई अहिले पनि मन लाग्छ यसो चिया लिएर सोफामा बसौँ भनेर हेर्नलाई अनि हाम्रो अझै पनि कुन हामी जेनेरेसन यस्तोमा छौँ कि जो चाहिँ अझै पनि प्यारेन्ट्सहरू भनौँ अब कोही चाहिँ इन्टरनेट एक्सेस गरेर अब प्रोग्रामहरू हेर्न नचाहने यसो टिभीमा आयो भने हेर्ने भन्ने हुन्छ उहाँहरूको लागि चाहिँ एकदम राम्रो हो जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई यसो यो समयमा चाहिँ यो आफ्नो भाषाको चिज अनि किन त सगरमाथा टिभी नै हेर्नु पर्यो अरू पनि नेपाली टिभीहरू आउँछ तर रोकुमा आउँछ जादुमा आउँछ सगरमाथा टेलिभिजनै हेर्नुपर्ने किन त भन्दाखेरि जादु र रोकुमा नेपालको कार्यक्रमहरू आउँछ अब नेपालको कार्यक्रम सबै 24 घण्टा हेर्ने फुर्सद पनि छैन सबैलाई राजनीतिक विषयमा चासो पनि नहोला त्यो सबै नहुन सक्छ त्यही भएर अब सगरमाथा टेलिभिजनमा के हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि लोकल कम्युनिटी इभेन्ट जस्तो आज हामीले यो कार्यक्रम गर्यो अब नेक्स्ट विक अथवा फलोइङ विक चाहिँ अब हामीले यो कार्यक्रम हेर्न पाउँछौँ त थाहा हुन्छ कि कम्युनिटीलाई कि यो कार्यक्रम भइरहेछ
from Liberty University. It's a conservative evangelical university in Lynchburg, Virginia. It's the university that Ted Cruz announced his candidacy for to be a president. And I did my master's from University of Texas in Houston in focusing in epidemiology. Between my bachelor's and my master's, I worked here for 6 months at a chiropractor's office. And that wasn't really what I wanted to do. So I was like, well, I can go back to Nepal and get my public health experience. So I went back home and I worked as a consultant for a non-profit organization called RTI International. It was a USAID funded project, basically working on 5 diseases. You probably know Hati Paile, Kosubikongi in Nepal. So focusing on 5 diseases and 3 diseases in Nepal, I helped establish the program in Nepal. After a 1.5 years of working there, first as a consultant and then an employee, I came and did my master's. After I finished my master's in 2012, thankfully the position opened up here in Washington, D.C., and I'm now based in Washington, D.C. been working for the past.
धेरै जस्तो केटा मान्छेहरूको अथवा अरू प्रोग्रामहरू हुन्छ होइन बट स्पेसली फर वुमेन भन्दाखेरि एकदम खुसी लाग्यो अनि सबैजनाको त्यस कुरा सुन्दाखेरि सबै ब्याकग्राउन्ड डिफ्रेन्ट ब्याकग्राउन्डहरू सुन्दा एकदम खुसी लाग्यो अनि चिन्न पायो नयाँ फ्यामिलीहरूलाई लिएर अनि अरू पब्लिक स्पिकर होइन हाम्रो त क्वाइट वान सो यति अगाडि बोल्दाखेरि अलिक कम्फर्टेबल हुँदैन बट इट्स सो नाइस टु मिट यु होइन सबैलाई अनि थ्याङ्क यू सो मच फर गिभिङ मी अपर्च्युनिटी टु टक एन्ड एनी इन्फर्मेसन होइन अबाउट मोर्गेज हाउस क्वालिफाइड हुन्छ कि हुँदैन कति चाहिन्छ के इन्भल्भ छ भने एनी क्वेसन छ भने कन्सल्ट गर्ने हुन्छ
होला मेरो बेस्ट फ्रेन्ड बच्चादेखिको so let's see stay with there and उसैले काम खोजिदियो है गेटिङ नर्भस टु टक अनि त्यसपछि मैले धेरै स्ट्रगल गरेँ त्यति बेला नेपालीमा चिन्दा पनि चिन्दिनँ थिएँ काम पाउन कस्तो गाह्रो उसकै रेस्टुरेन्टमा मलाई काम गर्ने दिनमा रातिभरि काम गरेर आउँथेँ 2 बजे राति आएर म आफूलाई मुवालाई फोन गरेर रुन्थेँ कस्तो हुँदो रहेछ मेरो काम कत्रो ड्रिम लिएर आएको थिएँ म धेरै पैसा कमाउन सक्छु म नेपालमा यस्तो गर्न सक्छु उस्तो गर्न सक्छु इट्स ड्रिम लाइक द्याट केही पनि गर्न सकेको छैन अहिलेसम्म त्यसपछि स्ट्रगल गर्दै गर्दै म वर्जिनिया आएँ वर्जिनिया आएपछि फर्स्ट टाइम माधवीले नै मेरो रिलेसनले बुहारी पनि हो उसले नै मलाई रेस्टुरेन्टमा काम गरिदियो अनि हुँदा त्यसपछि मेरो बिहा पनि भयो मैले पाकिस्तानीसँग बिहा गरेको छु मिस्टर खान हो सो माधवी
केटाबाट मैले मिलाइदिएँ
बेसिकली मेरो जब चाहिँ बेबी सिटिङ नै हो त्यसपछि मलाई रियलाइज भयो कि काम पाउन कति गाह्रो हुँदो रहेछ जस्तो लाइक प्रभाले भन्यो नामको लागि मात्रै पेपरमा नाम आउनको लागि मात्रै सोसियल वर्क गर्ने होइन सोसियल भने फ्री सर्भिस पनि गर्न सक्नु पर्यो मेरो चाहिँ हेबिट चाहिँ कसैले सुषमा भनेर एक कल मारेर मलाई रातमै निद्रा लाग्दैन त्यो मान्छेलाई जब पाउनु पर्ने हो कि कसैले त्यो मान्छेलाई जब दिलाउने भनेर म 10 आफै कन्ट्याक्ट गर्छु आफै त्यो मान्छेले मलाई जब चाहियो भनेर सोधे पनि म तँलाई जब चाहिएको होइन भनेर फोन गरी म उसलाई जब दिलाउने कोसिस गर्छु त्यसदेखि बाहेक म अलिअलि खाना बनाएर पनि म सप्लाई गर्छु बनाउँछु पनि तर बेसिकली भन्न खोजेको के भने सोसियल भन्ने कुरा हेल्प पनि हो तपाईँको ढोकामा आएर कसैले मलाई 100 रुपियाँ चाहियो बन्दिता 100 रुपियाँ चाहियो निरु 100 रुपियाँ चाहियो फलानो भन्यो भने तपाईँले 100 रुपियाँ नभए मसँग 1 रुपियाँ छ सुषमा तिमीलाई 1 रुपियाँले काम चल्छ भन्न सक्ने हामीमा हुनु पर्यो सोसियल वर्क भन्दैमा एज ए प्रवास एज नामको लागि मात्रै गर्ने होइन हरेक कुराको लागि लाइक उहाँको बिजनेस छ होइन कसैले आएर मलाई ढोकायो भने म आज दिन सक्दिनँ जब तर म 2 हप्तापछि म तपाईँलाई ट्राई गर्छु भन्ने आश्वासन चाहिँ दिन सक्नु पर्यो होइन पूजाआजा गरेर घन्टी बजाएर घरमा जोगी बोलाएर पैसा दिएर मात्रै सेवा होइन त्यही मान्छेलाई गएर मलाई जब पनि चाहियो भनेर त्यो मान्छेले इग्नोर गर्ने होइन कि म तपाईँको के छ अब बन्दिजातले भने जस्तै यो डोमेस्टिक भाइलेन्स छ कि के छ होइन कताबाट हुन्छ कसरी हुन्छ कति प्रोफेसनल यहाँ हुँदो रहेछ मान्छेहरू सबले आफ्नो तरिकाले आफूले पैसा सपोर्ट गरेर हुन्छ कि मैले गरेँ पनि कुनै कुरामा म धेरै त गर्न सकेको छैन म त्यस्तो रिच मान्छे पनि होइन म जतिखेर सेभै गर्न
ब्याङ्किङ बिजनेसदेखि सुरु गरेँ ब्याङ्किङमा सुरु गरेँ नेपालमा हुँदाखेरि ब्याङ्किङ भनेको थाहा थिएन यहाँ आएर बेसिक कुरा लर्न गरेँ त्यसरी नै अब 5 इयर्स भइसक्यो ब्याङ्किङमा बसेको अरू के भन्नु अब मेरो 2 जना किड्स छ उनीहरूको लागि लाइक एभ्रीवान सेड प्रायोरिटी फ्यामिली प्रायोरिटी छ म उनीहरूको लागि भनेर अब बसिरहेको छु घरमै बसिरहेको छु अहिले ब्याङ्किङ सकाएर घरमा बसेर पनि युटिलाइज त गर्नु पर्यो आफ्नो टाइम त्यसैले अब अलिअलि नेपाली साडी कुर्ताहरू राखेर बिजनेस गर्नको लागि गर्दैछु ओनरसिप लिइरहेको छु लेट्स सी कहाँ पुग्छु म एन्ड आई होप एभ्रिवान्स हियर टु हेल्प अस Good luck to all of you.
When I was working there, I felt very proud of myself, because I go to rural places and who are deprived of this basic sanitary system. They don't have a toilet, and they go to the open defecation, and then you know what happens when you defecate open. That's the main source of any disease. And I used to go there in the rural areas. I used to hike hours and hours to go to the places and see if it's feasible to provide a water supply. Because in that area, they don't, there's no electricity. So it has to be gravity. It has to flow and naturally, And we have to go there to do the physical studies. And then what we do is we do water supply and the sanitation. We work side by side, And because if you don't have water, how are you gonna make yourself, healthy, I mean, you need to wash your hand after you use toilet, If you have a toilet, you need to use, even if you don't have toilet, you need water.
Right now. Plus, social work is my hobby. That's what I'm trying to join right now. Even so many faces are similar. Me and my friend Sagar went back to Nepal after the earthquake to support those families. So, recently, American Nepal Helping Society established a school, which is not only language school. We wanted to come together as kids and parents, because I see like so many times when, like earlier someone mentioned that we really don't have that time to teach our kids basic knowledge. If you don't teach that basic knowledge to your kids, then you don't expect much from them. That's why the main purpose of school is to establish our semi-culture. I don't want to say like 100% Nepalese, all those cultures, but semi-culture, which allow us to talk at least from our previous generation to next generation. So we wanna establish a bridge first. The second thing, I think you mentioned like what key part we are missing is I don't see any like organization or any women or whoever we have like domestic violence in our community. Have we taken a look to resolve that issue? Are we counseling those people?
We have a hotline in our side. We have done.
Maybe, but I think this is the time to come out and speak loudly, to address, in order to address those issues. Because it's not only like female or male. Yes, there is like domestic violence in our society. I have a couple of evidence, so we should work for that.
Absolutely.
And it's a pleasure to be here today.
And you know what? It's easy to express in my one language. That's why I'm going to use my Nepali language. सबैको कथाहरू त्यस्तै हो किनभने हामी एउटा ठाउँबाट अर्को ठाउँमा आएका छौँ एउटै देशमा पनि एक ठाउँबाट अर्को ठाउँमा सर्यो भने फरक किसिमको वातावरण हुन्छ समाज हुन्छ र अलिक गाह्रा साँगुरा कुराहरू हुन सक्छन् हामी त धेरै पर आएका छौँ समय नै फरक हुने ठाउँमा आएका छौँ अब अहिलेसम्मको स्थिति हेर्दा मैले पनि 10 वर्ष अमेरिकामा बिताइसकेँ मेरो हेराइ र यहाँहरूको हेराइमा केही कुराहरू मैले अहिले फरक पाएँ किन मैले त्यो फरक पाएँ भने यहाँहरूले प्रायः जसो यहाँहरूले आमाको रूपबाट हेर्नुभयो मैले बाबुको रूपबाट हेरेको छु फरक त्यहाँनिर केही फरक छ हुर्काउन यहाँ बाबुलाई पनि त्यत्तिकै गाह्रो रहेछ आमालाई पनि त्यत्तिकै गाह्रो र केही अगुवा दिदीबहिनीहरू अहिले यहाँ अगाडि हुनुहुन्छ त्यसको लागि एकदम गौरव गर्ने कुरा हो यहाँहरूले धेरै स्ट्रगल गर्नुभएको छ जस्तो उहाँले हाम्रो माताजीले भन्नुभयो कि एकदम उहाँले स्ट्रगल गर्नुभएको सायद माधवजीले त्यो परेन होला तर केही आमाहरू हुनुहुन्छ अहिले पनि घरमै हुनुहुन्छ उहाँहरू काम गर्न जान सक्नुहुन्न किन साना साना नानीहरू छन् अनि बाउले काम गर्नुपर्छ 16 घण्टा काम गर्नुपर्छ 18 घण्टा काम गर्नुपर्छ र त्यो घर चलाउनुपर्छ मैले अलिकति तिनीहरूको प्रतिनिधित्व पनि गर्छु तर मेरो छोराछोरीहरू त्यो स्थितिमा थिएन यहाँ आउँदाखेरि उनीहरू ठुलो भइसकेको थियो त्यसकारण मेरो श्रीमतीले घरमा बस्नुपर्ने अवस्था चाहिँ थिएन मैले भन्न खोजेको के भने हामी 21औं शताब्दीमा आएर अमेरिकामा हामीले यो महिलाहरूको हक अधिकारको कुराहरू नेपाली समुदायमा अझै गर्नुपर्ने अवस्थामै छौँ हामीहरू किनभने हाम्रो पुस्ता यहाँ अहिले हामी यहाँ बसेका सबैजना मलाई जहाँसम्म लाग्छ ती साना साना नानीहरूभन्दा बाहेक हामी सबैको पुस्ता सायद उहाँको अलिक फरक हुन सक्छ हामी सबै त्यही पानी पिएर आएका मान्छेहरू हाम्रा नसामा त्यही रगतसँगै त्यही पानी बगिरहेछ सोचमा अलिअलि तलमाथि फरकहरू हुन सक्छन् होला तर हामीले त्यही शिक्षा त्यही संस्कार त्यही बोकेर आयौँ गाह्रो हामीलाई सबैलाई छ अघि यहाँ कसले उठाउनु भएको थियो यो डोमेस्टिक भाइलेसनको कुराहरू पनि आइरहेछ अनि बच्चाहरूमा मानसिक किसिमको चाहिँ तनावहरू हुने कुराहरू छ म एउटा सेयर गर्न चाहन्छु मेरो छोरीले आज यहाँ आउन चाहँदै उनले पाइनन् मेरो छोरी पनि पब्लिक हेल्थ